Good morning, this is Greg Drake. I'm the County Extension Agent for Agriculture in Butler County, and today I'm down on my co-worker Kevin Lyons' place in Monroe County. He's the ag agent there and a friend of mine, and we're going to do a little video demonstration of where to set up a honeybee hive. And honeybees and beekeeping is an enterprise that a lot of small farms are interested in. A lot of people are doing it for hobbies, and a lot of bigger farms are adding that as a diversification enterprise for their farming operation. And one of the first questions that potential beekeepers always ask is, where should I put my hives? Or I've decided to get into beekeeping, where is the best place to put my hives? So today, on this brief video, we're going to talk about things to consider in the placement of your beehives. And behind me, we're showing a hive setup, and we're going to set that up in a second. We're going to be putting 4 hives in today, and Kevin has settled on a place that is under a small stand of trees that does get a lot of sunshine and that he can see from his house and his farm shop, and all those things are important. Probably the most important thing is to have them in a place where you can get to them easily and you can see them often, because you're going to need to be working in these bees every couple of weeks, so they don't need to be in a place that you just cannot get to. So does it need to be in full sun or full shade? Most importantly, it needs to be somewhere that you're not going to be running a weed eater really near. Doesn't need to have cattle in the same field with it, because they can knock them over, and other traffic that might knock them over. So I'm going to ask the camera to pan, and you'll be able to see the 2 concrete blocks where it's set up for each hive. And we will actually establish a hive today on each of those 2 concrete block setups. And beekeepers have lots and lots of different things that they set beehives on and call them a hive stand. 2 concrete block setups like this are very common, probably the most common way that beekeepers do them. And I do like to have them where they have a little shade. In the deep south, they think they have to be in complete and full sun because of a pest, but here in Kentucky, we can have them in partial shade. Morning sun helps them get up and get going. So the morning sun's going to fall on this beehive, and they'll be the first ones out of their hive every day going out and making honey. So we're going to take a little break now, and then we'll come right back and actually set this up. All right, we're back. So now I'm at the first hive stand that we're actually going to build a beehive on. And something I wanted to point out, and Kevin's done a good job, is this needs to be level. It needs to be level sideways and a little bit lower in the front, so that when we set the beehive on it, it's level. And the level is not such a big issue when we only have 1 box and we first start. But as the beekeeping season progresses, and in the 2nd year of having these hives, we will continue to add honey supers as the bees make honey. And we may be adding honey supers up here to my eye level or even higher, so the importance of a good level, sturdy foundation becomes amplified as we add honey supers during the honey season. And beekeepers will be amazed at the amount of honey that these bees can make during the months of May and June. So Kevin's done a great job getting us level. We're just a little bit lower in the front. And what we don't want, of course, these hives are going to be out here during the rain and the storms and the wind. We don't want water to blow in the beehive entrance and stay in there. We want to have some slope so that that rainwater and the natural condensation from the bees themselves has a place to get out, and gravity will take it out of the hive. So I'm going to actually put this hive together now and kind of show you what we're doing. And we start, and Kevin has done a great job with a good foundation here. We start with the bottom board. We've got it kind of pointing toward where the morning sun is going to come up to wake these bees up and get them out and early. Then we put 1 deep super full of frames on the bottom board, And this deep super is what we're going to put our honeybees in to start this colony. So each deep super has the 10 frames with foundation in them, ready to start the hive. The next thing that Kevin has is a wooden inner cover, and it goes on the top. And then the outer cover with some kind of a weatherproof top on it. This one is tin or metal or something to turn the water out. Some beekeepers buy plastic, whatever you have is fine. And it sits right on top. And then after we get the bees in it, we'll put a rock on top, or some kind of something heavy, to keep the wind from blowing the top off. And with that done, we are now ready to put the bees in. You can see we're more or less level, a little bit lower in the front, and this hive is now ready for bees. All right, the last segment of our video on setting up hives, we wanted to show you how the 4 hives are set up here. Many beekeepers put them all very close together. Kevin's done a nice job with some separation where he has a little bit of room to move all the way around them. And that again is a beekeeper's preference. There's a lot of room for expansion in this bee yard, and I'm going to step out and let the camera pan around to show you where these 4 hives are. And then the next beekeeping video that Butler and Monroe County make, we're actually going to install the bees in these hives.